Operational planets. Around these parts, we got high standards. Seeking the truth, wisdom at once. We're coming from the stars above. This is Moonday Tarot, the one and only Kelly Volcana. I hope you're ready for some giggles. And of course, we hope you got some wiggles. Strap in and get ready for some cosmic wisdom of ancestral understandings. Moonday Tarot. Bitch, it's Moonday.
That's right. It's Monday. Bitch, it's Moonday. Shout out to homie Romy. Appreciate you, brother. Okay. Hello. Happy Equinox. It is March 20th, 2023. It is the spring equinox for the northern hemisphere. Fall equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere. Really beautiful weather today where I'm at. If you don't know, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, and it is 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time right now. We have Leo rising on the eastern horizon at the moment of the equinox. Right now, or actually, we're into Virgo now, but this is the moment of the equinox from where I sit. Of course, it'll be different. The sun will have been in a different place at the moment that it crossed that 0 degrees Aries line, depending on where you live. So I encourage you, if you are curious about astrology and you want to learn more and make predictions, learn how to do it specifically from where you're sitting, right? So I learned something not terribly long ago that I'd love to share with you guys to do with essentially how long a chart lasts for. So in ancient astrology, when tracking the moment of equinox, it was said that that chart will last for the entire year, for the whole 12 months till the next equinox, if there's a fixed sign rising on the eastern horizon. So from where I'm sitting, this chart counts for the whole year, which is pretty cool. Really neat. They say if it's a cardinal sign, it is only good for 6 months, and I'm not 100% certain about the mutable sign rising, perhaps only a quarter of the year. But regardless, really cool for me anyway. I only have to look at one chart for the year, and what an interesting combination of stuff we got going on today. So I'm going to put it back to the current moment, and let's get started. So if you're new here, my name is Kaylee. Hello. I love doing this every single Monday. I will talk about a couple of the major transits of the week for the astrology. And then I like to pick one or two and talk about how that particular transit will affect each zodiac sign. I use whole sign for my predictions, and I'm a Western tropical astrologer. Of course, I also pull tarot cards, and at the end, there's an opportunity if you would like a personal reading to there's definitely an opportunity for you to donate for a personal reading. Instructions are in the box below in the description. And also, if you are interested in a natal chart reading, or you want me to look at transits and how something will affect your chart on a more personal level rather than the generalized horoscope style, I'm happy to do that. You can book through my website, kayleeburkana.com. And with that, let's get started. So anyway, equinox moment. Really beautiful. I'm really excited. Okay, I'm just gonna set this to Aries. Make it a little bit simpler for you guys to look at. So sun just crossed into 0 degrees Aries earlier today. Exceptional. This is a big moment. Really beautiful. As I was saying at the beginning, I can use this chart essentially to predict the rest of the year for my location. So pretty cool. Now the moon is dark. We are in the phase of the dark moon. Essentially, tomorrow will be the first new moon of the astrological new year. So that's really exciting and kind of potent. And then the day after that, literally the very next day, the first crescent will appear right next to Jupiter. And in some parts of the world, we'll actually see the moon occulting Jupiter. So that's interesting. Very interesting. It does happen, right? The moon will pass over planets all the time. But to have it happen right at the beginning of a new astrological year seems pretty significant to me. So, what can we see from this? Saturn just changed signs. In 2 days, Pluto will be changing signs. Mercury is invisible. Jupiter is about to be invisible in the next week or so. Venus is in her home sign. Mars is going to be changing signs really quickly here. He's at 27 degrees of Gemini. Lots of big energy shifts right at the beginning of this year. Pretty wild. But right now, in this moment, right now, we're just dreaming into literally Moon in Pisces. We're dreaming into what this next year is going to hold. My my biggest piece of advice and something that I've been striving to practice is learning to pray when I'm feeling anxious about something. What's up, Sage? Hello, Jake. Good to see you guys here. So, learning to pray and just slow down for a minute when I'm feeling unsettled or shaken, or, I'm watching Paris burn and thinking about all of the implications of all of the banking stuff going on. Like, there's a lot going on in the world right now, like on a geopolitical scale. It's really difficult to not get caught up in all of it, and to lose track of what's important for me on a personal level. And on some level, I have to watch I have to watch a little bit, but big practice for me. And I was just reminded again just a few moments ago, actually, by my buddy Rachel. Meditate and pray on it. There's so much that's outside of our control. You need to do what you can for you, and surrender the rest. Surrender what you don't have any control over. What's up, Chance? Politics, what is that? I know. Hey, Jenny, what's up, PK? Hey, Stacy. Yeah, Sage, I'm glad you found Chance. I love that guy. Yeah. Ignorance can be bliss. That's definitely something to chew on for sure. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on all of that right now. I'm really just excited about the Aries ingress. The spring is finally here. I have a lady actually in one of my chat groups. There's a lady that posted pictures from New York where there's flowers blooming already. What the hell? There's still snow on the ground, okay? And yeah, Stacy, that's exactly it. We do win. So, don't lose sight of that. Yes. Badass. That's excellent. So right in the chat, just for people that are watching back to the recording later, they're talking about biofield tuning. Chance runs an awesome podcast called the Universe Podcast, and Eileen is one of my favorite guests that you bring on. So I will do my best to tune into that. I love Eileen. She's a badass. Okay, so yeah, happy Aries season. What's up? Hey, Aries. Like I said, tomorrow new moon. Literally the next 2 days after that, Pluto changes signs. It's kind of a big week. It's not a little deal. But at the same time, it's I'm kind of at a point right now. Where I'm just like, well, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and why am I spending so much time worrying about it? Yeah, it's kind of just where I'm at. That is pretty badass. I like that. Heck yeah. And lifted. Yeah, dude. Also, on the 22nd is Chance's birthday, so happy early birthday to you, my brother from another mother. Yeah, dude. Alrighty. So let's see here. I don't know. I think that in honor of Aries season, I don't want to spend too much time on any one particular chart or any one transit. I think that I would just like to go into what is the Aries house in your charts, and let's simplify it and go kind of let's go a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Let's be Aryan about it and just get straight to the point, shall we? What's up? What's up, Crypto Tales? I finally watched your music video. Actually, as soon as we were done, I felt so bad that I didn't watch it. I went and watched it. It was badass, dude. I enjoyed the beginning. I enjoyed how you opened up and then brought that back at the end with talking to people on the streets about crypto. That was sweet. Yes, Jenny, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Mm-mm-mm. Dude, I'm glad you guys are here. What a wonderful treat. Okay. So fuck yeah. Let's get right into it, shall we? So what is the Aries house in your chart? All right, let's talk about that. I'm just gonna move it forward to the new moon. Do 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 do. Happy New Year. Back a few hours. Okay, by a few hours. Should have done a couple more. That's okay. It's crazy. Close enough. Beautiful. Alrighty. So this is what we're looking at. Tons of Aries energy. I think before I get into specific signs, actually, a couple things I do want to mention. This is the first lunation in Aries on this axis that we've had Jupiter here. The first one this year since Jupiter came back into Aries anyway. So this is an extremely potent new moon. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Aries ingress and immediately a new moon. It's a ton of new energy, right? Ton of new energy, and it's being supercharged by the presence of Jupiter, which it's weird. The glyph is way over here. Zoom in a little bit. The glyph's way over here, but there's the line for Jupiter where he is right now is at 16 degrees, and Mercury's right there. So there's a lot packed into a small space. But anyway, super powered new moon. We've been talking about your Aries house for a little while. You've been thinking about this area for quite some time as Jupiter's been moving through here. So what does this represent in your chart? What are you doing with this energy? And are you ready to actually launch and go forward and, just start moving in that area? Now is definitely the time. This anytime you got Jupiter in a fire sign with the new moon, it's like adding rocket fuel to whatever your intentions are going to be. It's a big deal. Okay. If I just say that enough, I think you'll get it. So anyway, yeah, what's up, JLo? You talking about what time the ingress occurred? Yeah, girl, get it. All right. So anyway, what more can I say about this, really? Since Jupiter represents philosophy, virtue, healing, teaching, things of that nature, and actually on a mundane global level, we're also talking about judges and different leaders, not necessarily like the presidents or the prime ministers, that'd be more like the sun, but other influential people. Also money, the financial sector is definitely tied to Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus actually all have a different role to play as far as finances go. But big movers and shakers are associated with Jupiter, especially spiritual teachers, but not just spiritual teachers, judges as well. The generals of the army, we're talking about Jupiter and Aries, right? Those kinds of leaders. Not the hidden ones, the visible ones. But anyway, on here I go going off into the global stuff. I really want to try and focus on the individual level. But anyway, on an individual level, you can think of Jupiter as a force of healing, a force of philosophy, and ultimately joy, right? In your natal chart, in your natal chart, Jupiter has a lot to do with, oh, I love that. I love that. Jupiter has a lot to do with your joy, right? If you work with the sign and the house placement of Jupiter, there's a lot of joy to be found there. I'll give you a quick example. Jupiter in my chart is in the 8th house in Leo. I'm a little fucking dark. I like 8th house stuff. And specifically, secrets of tropical astrology are super fascinating to me. Tropical astrology is the relationship of the sun and the earth. So secrets about the sun, Leo, really fun. But anyway, so, and yes, Chance, yes, big gains, totally, 100%. I love that. I like that you set specific goals too. I personally have a really hard time getting really specific about my goals. I tend to keep them too vague. But yeah, so anyway, good for you, bud. Okay. So anyway, Jupiter. Jupiter is associated with joy, with expansion. In Aries, we've been talking about this a lot. This is your sense of individualism, your I am, your identity, healthy masculine energy, building, being a pioneer, being the first person to do something with a moral or an ethical or the intention to teach, especially, or the intention to show other people, especially. This is huge themes with Jupiter and Aries. So this new moon, wherever this has been in your chart, whatever you've been working on and like trying to launch, now's the time to do it. And if you have already launched something, you know, whatever this Aries house is for you in your chart, if you've already launched something that fits that bill, then this new moon could just be an opportunity for you to really, I mean, Chance just said that it set some super specific goals. Why not set some more goals or some bigger goals, right? Jupiter wants you to dream big. Okay. Now, the energy of Jupiter can always, there's always a danger of expanding something bad. So why not focus on what you want to build, what you want to start, what you want to launch that is for your highest benefit, for your highest good, in alignment with divine will, and then set some goals around that, right? So anyway, well, hey, Martin, what's up? Hey, Martin. Curious, Chance, the goals that you set, are they like weight and measurement specific? Are they time specific? I mean, you don't have to get into, okay. The workout program is called the Greek god body. Okay, sweet. All right, I got it. I can picture it. That's some good goals. I love it. Greek. You know what? I want to look like a marbled statue. Okay. Hell yeah. Alrighty. I like that. Okay, so let's get into it. What house is ruled by Aries? Boom. So to begin, for those of you that are new, I start at Pisces and I go backwards. It's fun. It confuses people, but but it shouldn't at this point. It shouldn't at this point. But anyway, I start at Pisces. I go backwards. Hopefully, I am on top of that banner. Good to go. Yep. Oh man, natural steroid plant tincture. Okay. All right. They're talking herbs. I love herbs. Alrighty. So Pisces. If you are a Pisces rising, specifically, but also Pisces sun or Pisces moon, if you don't know what your rising sign is, Aries is your second house. With the second house, we are talking almost almost 100% we're talking about your financial situation. What kind of money you're making, how you're treating that resource, but also your other resources too. I say this often, there are at least 8 forms of capital. So a new moon in the second house, I mean, on the most basic level, we are definitely talking about your finances, but it's more than that. Especially for you Pisces, you dreamy, mystical motherfuckers. But anyway, with Jupiter here, and this being a new moon here, what do you want to make? What do you think you're worth? Right? If you've ever gone to an interview and they ask you like, what do you think we should pay you? Or they phrase it in different ways. I've heard one person tell me that they asked, what is the lowest that you would accept, or what is the minimum that you would work for? There's lots of ways to phrase that question, but what do you think you're worth, right? That's a big topic of the second house, is self-worth. But anyway, new moon here, Jupiter here. If you have been struggling with these topics, right, with not necessarily with making money, but with how you feel about that, how you feel accepting anything, really, accepting gifts. If anyone has ever given you a gift and you felt like ashamed to accept it or anything like that, this is a great chance to improve that situation by working with this energy, and working with it internally, right? That's really what I'm talking about. So depends on where you're at, depends on how you feel. But on the financial side of things, if you wanted to ask for a raise, I mean, the ruler of your 10th house, which deals with your career and with your how authority figures view you, is in your second house of finances. So with the new moon, I would say, if you're looking for a raise or you're looking for a different kind of position where you could be making more, Jupiter expansion, we want more, go for it. This is the energy. I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again. Go for it. Do it. Just do it. Or you can do it. I've just watched an Adam Sandler movie. We were watching The Water Boy. Yes. Like hops was estrogen. Crypto, I would need to know your birth date. And as far as testosterone herbs, PK, I know that pine pollen is extremely high in testosterone, or stimulates testosterone, or something like that. Anyway. Right? I know. Where's the herbalist at? We got herb questions, and I am not an herbalist. I don't know. But yeah, what year is that? That'll change it a little bit. Why don't you book a session with me? Okay. or even better, go to astro.com and enter your information and get your chart. And then we'll find out. I can look it up right now, but kind of busy, man. You know what I mean? Love you though. Okay. So anyway, Pisces, this is I don't know. I think this is a really nice new moon, and a nice opportunity for you to really work with how you want to structure your finances. Well, not structure, that's not the right word. When Saturn gets there, it'll be about structuring or restructuring finances. For now, it's about how do you want to expand that. And somebody mentioned to save some liquid cash. Yeah, 100%. You should always have some cash on hand. But I mean, like, how's your emergency fund? Do you have an emergency fund? It can be really tempting with Jupiter there to just want to spend and spend and spend. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Would not recommend. even if it's like on things that further your education, right? I'm thinking Jupiter and Mercury, where there's definitely something that you're learning here. Even if it's to further your education and stuff, still keep like be responsible, right? Have have some emergency cash. Make sure things are paid for. Food in the house, before you go wild with it. But with Aries, we are dealing with kind of an impulsive energy. So be sure to temper that as best you can. And I don't know, I think with Saturn in your sun, that might be easier actually. So that's kind of cool. Okay, for cards for you, Pisces. Get that sunshine on the balls. I've heard this is a great way to boost testosterone. I've never I've never done that. It's too late, PK. I already started with Pisces. We're going, okay? It's too late. Sorry, buddy. PK is a Taurus. I bet. I would put money on that. Or you just want me to really piss off Aries. Or really, I don't know. I like starting with Pisces. Anyway, speaking of Pisces, what do we got for cards for you? So for you, Pisces, as I was talking about tempering the Aries energy, the fucking Emperor came out, which represents Aries in the major arcana. So that's funny. So he's like, no, you don't. So maybe disregard that. Don't temper the Aries energy. But then at the same time, immediately after that, the Knight of Cups came out. So that's kind of cool. Actually, this is the court card that actually corresponds to the first two decans of Pisces. So it's kind of neat. So that's very nice. Very nice. So for you cuspy babies that are born right at the end of Pisces or at the beginning of Aries, this is kind of interesting because this is very you know what? I do what I want, okay. This is definitely talking to you guys, you cuspy babies. But anyway, how do you feel about all this Aries energy, Pisces? It's like you're being encouraged to be direct. Good luck. Good luck. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, I love Emperor energy. It's very much about stepping into a role of leadership and feeling empowered and being the driver of your car, right? You're not on the passenger side. You're not on the passenger side, rather, you are the driver. You are the leader of your own life. So, do it. Move forward. Just go. Knight of Cups coming out is interesting because it's like, how does Pisces go about being the leader? Well, they do it in a dreamy way, that's for sure. They do it in a creative way. And I just dropped a card. Hold on. Right. They do it in a creative way. Ultimately, at the end of the day, Pisces wants to dream into it. Pisces wants to feel into it. And that's okay. You do it in your own way. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But what card did I drop? I dropped the Five of Swords. So we'll talk about that in a sec. There is here a slight caution about, again, needing to temper things just a little bit. Be cautious of that impulsive energy that is saturating your chart right now, especially especially when it comes to like pleasure seeking. What's up, still standing? When it comes to pleasure seeking and stuff, temper it just a little bit, because you might end up in a situation where, this is called the Lord of Defeat, the Five of Swords. You might end up in a situation where what's interesting is that Well, which one are you, Pisces? Got to move this a little closer. Which one are you, Pisces? Are you the one standing there victorious, or are you the one that's walking away and throwing in the towel? I don't feel like this is a defeat. This definitely is not a defeat where you can't come back from it, right? It's not something that is so totally like career ending or reputation ending or anything like that. Talking to too many girls at once. Oh my God. Don't do it. That is too much work. Are you kidding me? They always find out, or at least they're suspicious. That's never a good way to start something if you want it to be long lasting, but I mean, to each their own. To each their own, I guess. But I mean, really, where do you want to spend your energy? Do you want to spend it scattered, going after too many prizes all at the same time? Or do you want to focus in and find maybe just one that is stable enough that you can actually create something beautiful with? So thank you for that prompt, Crypto, because I think that was a beautiful way to kind of explain this and wrap it up. If you're too scattered, if you're going in too many directions, if you're spending your resources on too many things, you're not going to get ahead with what your real goals are. So what are your real goals? What direction exactly do you want to go in? What is your overarching vision right now? Go for that thing. Yeah, dude. I mean, options aren't a bad thing, I guess. It's funny, on the bottom of the deck, you got the Lovers. Huh. Yeah, Pisces, I think for this new moon, what would be really helpful for you to focus in on is just what is your number one value and your number one goal right now. But pick one, right? Try not to be too scattered and pick too many. Pick one to focus on and siphon that Jupiterian energy into that one goal, that one value that you want to see improve, and go with that. That's what I would say to you, Pisces. Sage says it's my Pisces friend birthday today, and he used to talk to too many girls at once. Yeah, I think lots of people do that. I don't think that's specifically a Pisces thing. I think that's a human thing, I love it. And happy birthday to your friend. Next up, Aries. No, Aquarius. Just go the normal direction this time. No, not doing that. All right. So Aquarius, what have you been thinking about? What have you been thinking about as far as your Aries house goes? For Aquarius, this is the third house. And I love that, right? I love that. Aries is the third of Aquarius. I say this often, but the third house, one of the easiest ways to think of the third house is it's the tools that you develop. That's your communication style, how you communicate, siblings, neighborhood, a whole bunch of other shit. But ultimately, when thinking about it on just the individual level, this is the tools that you need to develop in order to walk your path. So in order for Aquarius to be the revolutionary trend setter or the community organizer or the the innovator, they must actually develop tools of individualism. They must be able to walk their own path, regardless of whether that means that they're going to be accepted, quote unquote accepted into a group or not. It's like they're going to create the group regardless. So Aquarius, how you doing? How you doing? Yes, Pluto does ingress into your sign this week. Don't be panicked about it though. Try to be calm and just take it as it comes. Like I told someone this week actually, depending on like where your ascendant degree is, or if you have your sun or your moon in Aquarius, what degree they're on, Pluto might not even affect you for a number of years to come. There will be this slow and gradual change. This is a 20-year transit, okay? This is a 20-year friggin' transit. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a slow and gradual thing. So you might not actually even feel Pluto's presence until he's right on top of one of your planets or your ascendant degree. But anyway, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So the Aries house for you, this new moon with Jupiter and with the Mercury energy, it's a big third house new moon. So what kind of tools are you working on right now? As far as like marketing yourself goes, if you want to launch something specifically to market something that you are doing, do it. Right? Third house is definitely tied to marketing. If you were working on, just pulled the Ace of Wands. If you are working on something in your neighborhood that's going to help specifically bring neighborhoods together, right? We're talking about Aquarius being the one that brings the group together, and you're launching something in your neighborhood to do something locally, fuck yeah, do it. Do it. Wow. Just need one more card for you, Aquarius. Ooh, Stacy, yes. I'm jealous. That sounds awesome. It is freaking beautiful outside right now. She's walking outside. I was literally just thinking about you like 2 seconds ago, as I was looking at my water. Looking at my water and thinking about how I would rather be walking outside right now. I do love you guys though. Yes, you're painting. Hell yeah. Beautiful. What's up, bird dog? What? What's that? What? Gotta get me down to the States first. All right. Hey, bird dog. Also, lovely show on Friday. I only tuned in for the last little bit there, but I always enjoy the conversations. Okay, so when I when I say it's beautiful outside, all right, it's still quite cold, but it was sunny and snow was melting. Okay, so it was above freezing. Yeah. Oh, painting walls. Hey, you know what? You're still painting, all right? Just roll with it. All right, so anyway, Aquarius, the first card that came out as I was talking about launching something specifically in your neighborhood or marketing, Ace of Wands came out. All right, so boom, powerful. I love that. Ooh, yes. So, like I said, if you're launching something this week, fucking do it. Literally, that's going to be everybody's message, just so you know. I've already said that. Just do it. So, Ace of Wands and then the Nine of Wands came out also while I was talking. So right now you have this idea, this project, this thing that you're doing that really lights you up, that helps you feel alive and brings joy back into your life. If you lost it, if you didn't lose it, then just increased joy. We also have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the Lord of Great Strength. This is about facing multiple challenges, facing multiple obstacles, and overcoming them anyway, doing it anyway. This together is the 10, okay? 9 and 1 equals 10. We can math here. Well, welcome to Caleb Bricano, where we do math. I love this, right? Aquarius. Some of the other tools that you develop, okay? If we're talking about Aries as the third house, is you develop the power to fight, to defend, to persevere, to just do it even, even when people say don't, or even when people say you can't. Like, tell someone with strong Aries energy that they can't do something. Just see what happens. And then you also got the star, the freaking star card. So you showed up to your own reading. I love that. This, as far as the major arcana goes, this is representing Aquarius. So about 1, 9, and 17. So anyway, you're stepping into a really important role right now. Whatever it is that you're doing with this third house is significant. I like that word. That is significant. It is significant. It is important. Just it's going to put you in the spotlight. Essentially, it's going to put you in the spotlight. So, especially when there are challenges, I like that word better. Especially when there are challenges, especially when even your belief in yourself is challenged, you got to do it anyway. You got to launch anyway. You got to go for it. So essentially, and then when you do, boom, hopes and wishes and dreams fulfilled. Could not ask for better cards. Underneath the deck, I do see the 9 of Wands though. So what are you worried about exactly? What are your fears? And are they even realistic fears? Or are they shadows of, things that have happened to you in the past that don't exist right now in the present? If you are sitting there going, well, what if this or what if that? Stop. Stop. Find a way to get those thoughts out of your brain, put it on paper, and then light that fucking paper on fire. Yeah, I do that a lot. J-Lo, love you, girl. You're also really magical, so there's that. But do some kind of ritual or something ceremonial, or literally just engage. If you write it down, you're engaging your third house. So write down your fears, and then I just like burning things, but set that paper on fire. And that doesn't mean that that fear is just not going to materialize ever because you did that little thing, but it will help you alleviate some of the anxiety and the fears that's showing up in your reading, essentially. So yeah, you got this. You might also there might just be stuff coming to the surface as well, because you have this looming Pluto that's going to move into your first house. And like I said, that's a really slow moving transit. It's not going to happen all at once. You're not going to notice everything about Pluto right away. It's a slow transformation. So do what you can to just focus on your own self-empowerment. And if that means launching and going for gold, then that's what you need to do right now. So focus on that. Whoa. Capricorn. Capricorn. So Cat, Aries is your 4th house. Kaboom. This is the house of home, right? Your literal property. This is the house of your mother or father, depending on the school of astrology that you follow. and what resonates more for you. This is a house of your ancestry. But on a really plain, mundane level, this is your home, where you live in right now, where you root down. So simplest way to look at this is your anchor. What anchors Capricorn? Aries anchors Capricorn. Kind of interesting, actually. So in order for Capricorn to climb the mountain, to structure things, to create traditions and spaces, and count time and all of that stuff, they have to anchor into Aryan energy. They have to be anchored by individuality. Interesting, isn't it? They have to be anchored by wow, okay, I just thought of a kind of a dark way to interpret that, but I'm gonna keep that to myself, I think. Anyway, with this new moon energy, with Jupiter there and Mercury there, there's stuff that you've been doing in your home, in your space. Personally, I literally moved. I literally picked up and moved to a new space. And there's just as a good example, I mean, there's things that I really need to change about where I'm at right now. Like there's some unfinished stuff, or things that are they're just I'm in the middle of making some improvements. So if that resonates with you, Capricorn, just keep moving forward, keep doing what you need to do. Wow, Jesus. Wow, 9 of Swords again. We like dark. Yeah, you wouldn't be here if you didn't, I guess. Okay, all right. So in order for Capricorn to have control, they must enforce it and be anchored by a strong military. There, I said it. On an individual level, okay. A lighter way that it could be said is, in order for Capricorn to persevere, right? Being ruled by Saturn, they tend to run into a lot of obstacles with every goal that they set for themselves, but they're very goal oriented and will achieve those goals no matter what. They must be able to persevere and be anchored in the energy of, no, I can do it, and also anchored in a strong sense of individual willpower. There you go. Don't sugarcoat it. I didn't sugarcoat it. That was good. Okay, anyway. Capricorn. Huh. Literally all Pentacle cards came out for you, Capricorn. Except for underneath the deck. So underneath the deck. Yeah. Word. I love it. Yeah. That's a thing. But yeah, I'd love to know his rising sign. Okay, so anyway, Capricorn, you got a ton of Pentacle cards, but underneath the deck is the 9 of Swords. So something is clearly bothering you. Something is causing you undue stress. Well, more or less, yeah. Okay. So anyway, the 9 of Swords underneath the deck. Yeah. Well, what's got your goat, Capricorn? Hey, what's bothering you right now? Why are you so stressed out? If you didn't hear my advice to Aries, then I'll say it again. Write down what's worrying you and fucking burn that paper. Okay? So you're the masters of planning. You're the masters of achieving when things go, or regardless of how circumstances are going. Um and this week you've got a lot on your mind to do with your financial situation, your property, your career, literally everything material is coming out right now. So literally the first card that came out is the 10 of coins, the 10 of discs, or the 10 of pentacles. That's a lot of wealth. How are you building wealth right now? Must be very relieving to have Saturn out of your second house. Has been for me personally. Love it. So what are your goals exactly? I like to think of what are your what kind of a legacy do you want to leave behind? For some Capricorns out there, you might literally be receiving a gift, or meeting somebody that wants to invest in you, or invest in your projects. So that's pretty cool. So fuck yeah if you're a Capricorn and that's happening for you. But again, we are talking about this new moon in the fourth house, so that brings to mind property, where you're living, and the roots that you have, your ancestral roots as well. Have you talked to your grandparents lately? Oh, there he is. Sorry. Yeah, have you talked to your grandparents lately? How they doing? Maybe you should check up on them. If they're still around anyway. We also have the King of Coins, the King of Discs, and the Six of Discs. I'm getting like a really strong indication of a gift or some kind of inheritance, which typically we see from the 8th house, but 8th house is Leo, ruled by the sun. Sun's in the 4th house. And then all these cards. Six of Pentacles indicates that there is some kind of gift or some kind of rebalancing occurring. This is interesting energy, Capricorn. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so it's kind of like you've been given some kind of boon, some kind of gift. I want you to think about what your goals are. The 4th house in Hellenistic astrology actually talks about the conditions at the end of your life. So, are you investing in your future? Are you investing in your retirement? Do you have that kind of stuff set out? Like, do you have a plan? And yes, obviously, there's a big topic on everybody's minds is the bank. No, I don't do that. That's a really random question. All the bank stuff going on right now, it's got everybody a little bit kind of like this, kind of like this. I know a question on my mind. How can I possibly plan for retirement or for even 10 years down the road, when there's all this volatility and chaos? But I do want to say that there, in almost every generation, there is a time of chaos. Like just about every generation has their moment where at least as one subset from that generation is like, it's the end of the world. Y'all remember 2012? How it didn't end? Case in point. So see the volatility, but keep planning and keep working on what your ultimate vision for what you want your life to be in 30, 40, 50 years. Keep planning for that, regardless of the chaos that's going on. Like, now is not the time to just be like, well, fuck it, I might as well just, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. This is not the time to be like, well, fuck it, I might as well just blow all my money on stupid shit, because you will be shooting yourself in the foot. King of Pentacles really wants you to have a plan, a solid plan. And lastly, just since we are talking about the physical realm, how is your health right now? Like, how is your body right now? Make sure that you are connecting back to your body through the breath, through different, whatever techniques or tools that you need to keep yourself calm. Do that. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah. There's wisdom in that for sure. She says, control paradigms in all systems. Just got to be true to self and depend on nothing outside yourself, just me. Except the lone wolf always dies. You need supports. You need community. We are social creatures. We need others around us. So there's that. But anyway, do I ever melt snow? No. I've never done that. I would want like an analysis of how good that snow is. Is it actually pure water? I don't know. I got my doubts. Okay. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Do 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 do. This is your 5th house. Fuck yeah. So for you, Sag, Aries ingress, new moon, Jupiter, and Mercury and Chiron are all in your 5th house of fun and risk and games and joy and children and sex. A lot of themes in the 5th house. To look at this from a much more just individualistic way, the 5th house is your real self, your true self. Sagittarius gives birth to Aries. Aries gives birth to Leo. Leo gives birth to Sagittarius. Sagittarius loves Aries. Aries loves Leo. Leo loves Sagittarius. This is the grand fire trine. Anyway, 5th house. You can see this as your inner child, or you can see this as literal children. You can see this as creative projects, or you can see this as hobbies. There's quite a few things that kind of fit the bill for the 5th house, but in general, you can think of it as joy, right? It's your fun house, okay? It's your fun house. But anyway, how's your romantic life doing, Sag? How are oh, by the way, in Vedic astrology, Jupiter is the significator for children. You've got a new moon in your 5th house with Jupiter there. Interesting. And Mars in the 7th. Sagittarius, if you want to get pregnant or you want to start a new hobby, literally give birth to a hobby or something like that, this would be freaking fantastic astrology for that. Just putting that out there. And you had a bunch of cards just come out all at once, and I don't know. I'm going to take 2 of them. I'm taking 2. Anyway, Sagittarius, this is really beautiful. Honestly, a fantastic new moon in the 5th house. Yeah, like I said, any kind of hobby, any kind of thing that you want to do to relax and have fun, literally focus on doing that. This is a new phase beginning specifically in that area. So create, have fun with it, express the joys of your inner child. Play. That's a big word. I don't know why, as adults, we seem to struggle. Some of us, anyway, not Chance, but some of us struggle with play. Like, how do you play? Can you play without substances, or do you require them? Can you play? Okay, that card really wanted to come out. Can you play? Man, how does Sagittarius play in an Aries fashion? That's fun. I know a Sag rising that like their idea of fun and play is literally like sparring and wrestling and competition. Competition, that's a big one. Competitiveness. They're so competitive. I love it. Anyway, just smiling. I love Sag energy. Okay, Sagittarius. So interesting cards. Oh, sweet. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. So again, another sign where they showed up to their own reading. Excellent. I love that, Sagittarius. So Temperance at the bottom of the deck. What are we creating that is beautiful and balanced and true and divinely inspired? So the cards you got that came out, you have the Four of Swords. And oh, I've never played disc golf, and the Sagittarius rising that I was just talking about is gonna take me in the summer. Okay, anyway, so Sag, you've got strength or lust, and the Four of Swords that came out immediately. Interesting. Some of you are tempering or slowing down or attempting to rein in your own sexual desire or your own sense of ecstatic joy. Or maybe you need to. I mentioned earlier about Aries and the impulsiveness of the Aries energy, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Yeah, it's not. I mean, unless you get in trouble, right? Unless you get in trouble, or you start a fight that you can't finish. Oh yeah, well, walking in nature can be your hobby. You know what I mean? I'm worried about it being acid rain snow or acid snow. But the Berkey is fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so anyway, Sagittarius. It's almost like there's a need to contemplate or pause or step back or temper your own sense of desire. Interesting. And then the third card, I wasn't sure that this card really wanted to come out, and then was shuffling, and it literally flew at me again. So we also have the Two of Swords. Huh. So typically the Two of Swords is talking about the need to make some kind of decision, right? Aluminum snow. Yeah, dude, exactly. I'm like, fuck no. Okay. But anyway, so Sagittarius, there's some kind of decision or crossroads that you're at. It's like you're trying to make a decision and or you're going back and forth on a choice that you've already made. It's almost time for stretch break. And it's like on one side, you've got this fantastic, wild, joyful, pleasurable, inspired energy. And on the other side, you've got this, like, I don't know, something that makes you feel like you're dead. Like, there's excitement there with the Leo card. There's excitement with the Strength card. And the Four of Swords is, I mean, it's suggesting maybe a need for more research or more time or some meditation or some rest. But it's like you need to give something a rest. And I think it's really significant that the Two of Swords came out twice. So with the Two of Swords, if you are stuck on a decision or you're stuck trying to make a choice, what I like to suggest is to feel into each decision. Stop and visualize the one path and stop and visualize the other. And how do you literally feel in your body about it? This is the kind of decision that, yes, you do want to be logical and really think about, the pros and cons of something. But as my buddy Chance likes to say, if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no. So if there is something that you're doing that it doesn't no longer feels like a hell yeah, and it's kind of you don't even want to get up to go and do that thing, maybe you should consider going with the other choice and don't go back on it, especially if the reason for going back is to maintain harmony with something or to not hurt somebody's feelings. Fuck that. You're not responsible for their feelings. You're responsible for your feelings. You're responsible for you living joyously. You're responsible for how you use your creative energy. So channel it wisely, my friends. Channel it wisely because you have a lot of it and it is potent. It is extremely potent at this time with Jupiter there for this new moon. Fuck yeah, dude. Wow, I just heard in my head, speak now or forever hold your peace. Interesting. Damn. Maybe with the Aries new moon, it should be act now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, like if you're opening up into a new path. Aw, Jenny, hell yeah. If you're opening up into a new path, you are wanting to change your life. Don't keep one foot in the old world. Fuck that. Jump both feet into the new world and just move forward with it, okay? Thank you, Jenny. Whiffles. I do them by a donation. So there's actually instructions in the description box below for how to go about doing that. I accept PayPal. And yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jenny. It's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no, Sag, okay? Moral of the story. And stretch break. I'm going to pull up the Scorpio chart. And we're going to take a little stretch break. So I've started doing this the last couple Mondays. We get to about an hour and I start cramping up and I'm like, okay, it's time to move. So I'm just going to take couple little twists here. And while I'm doing that, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed to me, appreciate the subscriptions. I have a goal to get to 1,000. It'll be fun. You can help me do that. Don't forget to drink your water. Hydrate, everybody. Hydration is key. And yeah, I'm here every Monday. I love doing these readings. Oh, did he really? Did he really? Or did you shout me out? I fucking love Brett. He's the best. He's seriously the best. I freaking love him so much. You have no idea. I listened to about half of his Aries transmission this morning. Oh, cat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Oh, Patrick. I'm sorry, buddy. That sucks. You got crushed last week. Interesting choice of words since Saturn changed signs. Fascinating. What, if you don't mind sharing, what happened that made you feel crushed? Like what went down? You can keep it really general if you want. And are you a Scorpio rising or just a Scorpio sun? And to be perfectly fucking honest with you, dude, I hate posting my Moonday tarot thing in other people's channels, even though I have permission, because it feels like an ad, and I'm like, ugh, it feels wrong. It feels dirty to me. I don't know why. Yeah, that's something that I got to work on internally. Anyway, Scorpio. Appreciate you, Scorpio. What's going on? Yeah, dude. So Aries is your 6th house. Now, if you are a Scorpio rising, Mars rules both your 1st house and your 6th house. So yes, modern astrology says Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto moves so damn slow, it can't be the ruler of Scorpio for how we use the rulerships with traditional astrology. So it's Mars. It can be both, honestly. When I'm doing a reading and someone has a Scorpio rising or an Aquarius rising or a Pisces rising, I'll talk about both. I'll talk about both the traditional and the modern ruler and kind of like see what lands for them personally. And you know what? The traditional ruler so far has worked for everybody. So anyway, so what I mean to say by that, because they're both ruled by Mars, these houses, despite technically with modern astrology rules, they're not able to see each other. Yet they still share this psychic link through their ruler, their mutual ruler, Mars. As Patrick says, Scorpio sun, nothing crazy, just a lot of bumps. Fair enough. Well, yeah, we talked about this. I have actually never watched Grimerica. I should though. PK, the whole rising thing. So the rising sign is significant because it changes the housing layout. So if you're a Scorpio rising, it means that Scorpio is your 1st house, and therefore Scorpio represents your body. So the houses are the areas of life. Okay. The signs are the flavor. The planets are the actors. All right. You can think of the sign as like the stage that it takes place on. The flavor and the theme or the archetype of that stage. And the house is the specific area of life. So the time that you were born changes what sign falls on which house. And that makes a big deal for predictive astrology, which is essentially what a horoscope is it's a prediction about, the week or the month or the year ahead. So it is a huge deal what time you were born, because it changes the whole map. So for example, for Scorpio rising, since Aries is the 6th house for Scorpio rising specifically, then we're talking about our health, our habits, our routine, our employees, debts, that kind of stuff. But if you're not a Scorpio rising, then that Aries doesn't fall in that area of life for you. It falls in a totally different area. For example, I'm a Capricorn rising. So this new moon is significant for where I live, for my house, but it is not to do with my health or with my habits, but my property, right? So that's why your time of birth matters so much, and that's why the rising sign matters, because it literally is your body. So for Scorpio rising, their personality and their path in this lifetime has a lot to do with transformation, with overcoming. Speaking of Gemini Brett, how he puts it is the Scorpio path is about healing the self in order to heal the world. You can't do shit for anybody else until you have healed, and Scorpio has a lot of healing to do. So that is literally what they do. Is that is their path. That is the archetype that they are embodying. Whereas all of the other signs and all of the other houses are other areas of their life. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Yeah. Rising sign is your first house. Oh, dude. Don't be afraid to ask. Please ask questions. I love talking about it. So, what's up? Happy autumn equinox, Chrysalis, for my southern hemisphere friends. What's up, Edward? Yeah, don't be afraid. Ask questions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Sage. I should probably check them out at some point. I've seen their name a billion times. I'm so busy. Oh, that's your friend. Yes. What's up, Miss Mai? Okay, so anyway, so Scorpio, back on point. New moon with Jupiter in the 6th house. How is your routine and your day-to-day work life going right now? New moon is an opportunity for you to chance anew and refresh this area of your life. So specifically as it pertains to like your work, your day-to-day routine, time to freshen it up, right? Time to freshen it up. Jupiter's been here helping you heal and helping you, maybe expand or, just expand some of your existing routines. The new moon is like, okay, if you can think of the new moon as like a trigger. Kapow! Or like like a trigger, like releasing a spring that's been loaded. Jupiter you can think of as the spring. So the spring has been gathering all this energy in your 6th house. The new moon is here, so launch time, baby. Let's go, rocket fuel. So if you're a Scorpio rising and you need to make some adjustments to your to say your workout routine or to your health. Let's say, technically dieting is 2nd house, but if you want to take something that, let's just say, for example, you've been working on like some cleansing routines, or since we were talking about herbs in the chat earlier, or you're playing with tinctures or whatnot, find ways to incorporate it into a day-to-day thing that becomes 6th house at that point. So you can also think of the 6th house as your service, right? So if you are doing something that is specifically a service to other people, that is the 6th house, and that is what you're launching. That is what you're working on right now. I like to also think of the 6th house as the body-based practices that tie together your spiritual practices into the earthly realm. So not to confuse you guys, but the houses and the signs work in pairs. The two signs are opposite from each other, are always two sides of the same thing. Same thing with the houses. They're two sides of the same thing. So I know that might be over some of your guys' heads, and that's okay. You don't have to get it all at once. Astrology is a deep and rich and never-ending practice. But anyway, I like to think of the sixth house as the mundane, regular tasks, whether it's rituals, right? Because routines are rituals, whether it's rituals or whether it like intentional, purposeful rituals, or whether it's just literally your normal habits that reflect and can help you also access subconscious and spiritual stuff. So anyway, with that in mind, Scorpio, you have this beautiful boost from Jupiter here, to really, maybe you're literally meeting with somebody by chance at work that, maybe they're giving you some kind of key or some kind of hint, or, they're dropping something. Maybe literally, but probably not. They're dropping something for you to learn, some kind of technique that will help you ground into your body. But doing so helps you connect. Always dropping into your body always helps you connect in a hilariously ironic way. Okay. What's up, Romy? Hey. Oh, Sage, you don't know Telegram? Telegram is the shit. Telegram is a Telegram is a messaging platform. It's pretty badass. There's groups and channels and stuff like that. It's pretty badass. What's up, Runes? Yes. And yeah, it's free speech. So you need to download the app from their website, not through the Apple or Google Play Store. You need to get it from their website. Yeah, there's lots of really cool community stuff going on right there. Hey, sweet, awesome. Good to hear, Kat. Anyway, literally, Romy, you popped in right in time for Scorpio, so good job. Also, dude, speaking of Scorpios and routine, how are things going on the island? So Roman just moved out to Hawaii. Yeah, how are things going on the island? And yeah. Wow. It's kind of similar to Discord, Sage. Except less censored than Discord, believe it or not. No, it's actually not backwards. So nice, that's badass. So it's actually not backwards. So if you are in the northern hemisphere and you are looking at the ecliptic, you're watching the path of the sun, you're facing south. So to your east, or to your right, to your left, sorry, is east, and to your right is west. It's not backwards. It's astronomical. Anyway, Scorpio, one more card for you. Whoa, that's 3. One more card, Scorpio. So the first card out, Scorpio, is the Queen of Swords, and then the 8 of Wands. Huh. And then the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, Rising from the Ashes podcast is badass. And Roman and I do a podcast called Moon Mysteries, and we are definitely behind on recording episodes. Sorry about that. I'm glad you got a bunch of recording equipment. That sounds really fun. 4K worth of music gear. Damn. But anyway, back to Scorpio. So Scorpio, we've got the Queen of Swords coming out with the Eight of Wands, and then the next card was almost reluctant to come out. It's like it wasn't ready to come out, or like it wasn't ready to show itself. Almost like I really needed to talk about these two first, or it's a reluctant message. So that's kind of interesting. But anyway, so the Queen of Swords shows that you are not disconnected from your emotions, but when it comes to making decisions and doing what's right for yourself, you are a little more not distant, but maybe a little bit distant, maybe a little bit reserved even, so that you can think logically and think clearly. There's nothing wrong with that. The Queen of Swords is decisive. She's quick to, well, not necessarily quick to make a decision, because this is actually the first 2 decades of Libra with the shadow aspect of Virgo. She's weighing options. She's making sure that when she does act, that it is the correct decision. And when she does send a message, Eight of Wands, that it is received well. Thanks, Runes. Appreciate that. And not even just received well, but it's like it's a precise and accurate. It's like it must be precise. It must be accurate. Almost as if she knows how they're going to receive that message. She knows how they're going to react, but it has to be said anyway. So it's like you're weighing the consequences, you're weighing the possibilities, and making a decision from a sound mind that's not being clouded. There's literally a ton of clouds on this card. That's funny. That's not being clouded by emotion. Cold. That's kind of cold. Yep. Yes, but you're still facing to the south as you're watching the ecliptic, as you're watching the sun, right? You're still facing south in order to see it. If you face north and the sun is behind you. And you're only facing north if you're in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So at noon, in order to literally face your body towards the sun, you have to be facing south. Okay, so anyway, third card that came out, Scorpio. What is the message about exactly? What are you trying to convey? Well, it's something to do with money or property, your physical health. This could be literally you crafting the perfect message in order to ask for funds, or crafting the perfect way in order to help you receive something that's going to help you build into the future. Yeah, I mean, the Page of Pentacles is a newer energy. They're almost a little bit uncertain. They're almost a little bit not shy. Shy is not quite the right word, but they could be. So it could be shyness, or it could just be, the person that you're talking to is a little less experienced in, life. But yeah, dude, PK, look at the sun at noon, and it will be south. Unless you're in the south, then it will be north. I love that. Underneath the deck, Scorpio, before I move on here, we got the 8 of Pentacles. So 100%, the message that you're crafting, the thing that you're working towards, the reason why you need to keep your emotions a little bit more under, not like under control, but contained just a little bit, at least for now, is because you're working towards a future that you're trying to build. It's important to stay on task, to accept the rewards and the boons as they come, but also, you know, just keep working and plugging away at it. Be meticulous. I love that word. Be meticulous. You know, you're working on building and crafting and perfecting something. So, and actually, honestly, I kind of love this. I kind of love this spread because it's showing that you have some important goals that you're trying to achieve right now. So just keep at it. Keep at it and it will grow, right? Like you might be starting out, it might be small, it might seem insignificant, it might seem like you're not really making that much of a difference, but it will grow, especially if you keep working at it. And especially if you keep cultivating connections with people that believe in the same vision that you've got. Yeah. J-Lo, I get this feeling that people call you weird because they just don't understand your fucking magic. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know it. Yes, sir. So you will always face south in order to look at the sun. South, east, or southwest, right? Okay. So anyway. Ooh, crunchy. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it was great. Dude, seriously though, for real though, I was so confused about why it started on the left side of the page, and then like that really confused me until I sat down with an astrologer that fucking explained it astronomically to me, and that is why I freaking love Brett. Okay. Okay. You don't know. You don't even know. Ugh. All right. All right. So Libra, what's up, Libra? Libra. Oh, I just got a rush of like happy energy. Dude, how do you guys feel with Saturn out of your fifth? That must be badass. So, Libra, for you guys, this new moon is happening in your seventh house of partnerships. So, that's fun. Oh, man, happy freaking Aries season. All right. I feel like I need to stretch my shoulders out. Got some cold hands. It's not good. So, anyway, Aries is your seventh house. This is the house of partnerships, the house of marriage, but any significant one-on-one relationship is seen from the seventh house. Contracts are seen from the seventh house. So essentially what this new moon is doing for you, Aries, is actually this would be a lovely time to get married if you're a Libra rising, for sure. But also I get just the idea or the sense of like renewal, like renewing your commitment to another or to yourself about relationships. So get this. So you don't have to be in a committed partnership in order for the seventh house to be important. All right. Especially considering it's business relationships and all sorts of other stuff like that. What you can look at, so if you're not in a relationship, okay, then the seventh house is how you show up in relationship, right? Modern astrology, so modern psychological astrology will say that anything in your seventh house is like your shadow aspect. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. Still kind of testing. I'm testing out some of these modern theories, but anyway, what this new moon could be fantastic for, regardless of your relationship status, Libra, is a commitment to yourself about what kinds of stuff you're going to accept in partnerships, right? What kind of behavior are you willing to accept? And also do, right? How are you going to act? if I were you and I had this beautiful freaking new moon happening in my 7th house, that's what I would be doing. Is I would sit down and be like, okay, what are some of my patterns that I don't ever want to see again, and what are some of my patterns that I want to expand upon, and what are some new patterns that I'd like to see, and work with it on that kind of a level, right? You dog. What a cool chart too. Give it to me straight. It's Libra. I'll do my best. But anyway, yeah, that's how I would work with this. I think it's beautiful energy. Yeah, congratulations. That's still sinking in. I was thinking about you guys earlier today. I was like, fucking beautiful. Okay, so Libra, what do we got for cards for you? We have a major, fantastic 7th house activation. So, what? I think that the heliocentric explanations actually really help me understand what's happening with how the planets move and why they move the way that they do. But that's me. Whoa, Aries. Or, oh my gosh, Libra. So we've got the 7 of Cups, the World card, and the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. So, what types of things do you tend to be sidetracked by, tempted by? What kinds of things, especially when it comes to relationships, do you find yourself succumbing to? That's the word. That's definitely a word I would associate with this card. It's like succumbing to something. Be it illusion, be it idealization, be it excess, whatever the case may be. And what needs to be ended? The World card is fantastic, actually. It's about endings and beginnings. Always both. It's a card of Saturn, so we're learning about boundaries and we're learning about mastery. Yeah, definitely retrograde cycles, and like why retrograde cycles, but specifically like the difference between the inner planets and the outer planets and why they go retrograde, when they go retrograde, and that kind of stuff. Kat, I do just stream on Mondays. I've been thinking of adding a second stream. Okay. So anyway, a pattern of yours needs to come to an end and is going to come to an end because this is the perfect energy to work on exactly that. And what's coming in its place? Kaboom! Ace of Wands, baby. Freaking fantastic. All of the aces are a very positive energy, in my opinion. The Ace of Wands, I mean, we are talking about Aries, right? We are talking about fire, passion, lust, zest. When you ever met someone where it's like they're shining and they're full of joy and it's natural, it's not fake or phony, it's like they're just fired up. That is somebody that embodies the Ace of Wands energy. It's like they're just fucking shiny, like Chance, he's fucking shiny. So anyway, I see you putting a stop and an end to some kind of illusion. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to the 7 cards, this is an initiation you're going through, or you have already gone through. Is an important initiation. You needed to experience these things. You needed to experience the confusion or the temptation, the sense of feeling lost. You needed that because now you've got this torch to help guide your way. You wouldn't have gone for that torch in the first place if you hadn't have experienced the other shit first. So I love that. This is going to help you build mastery. This is going to help you end toxic patterns of your own, and also help you accept only the best for yourself. Am I shiny? Stacy, you are shiny as fuck. Don't even get me started. Yeah, dude. Okay. Libra, underneath the deck also we have the 9 of Wands, the Lord of Great Strength. Literally exactly what I just said. You needed the challenge in order for you to realize how strong you are, how powerful you are. If you had never been challenged, you would have never known how much further you can go, right? You would have never known what you could achieve. You would have never known how freaking masterful you actually are. So don't view it as a bad thing. View it as, this is something that I overcame, and I'm a better and stronger and stronger and more powerful individual because of it. So anyway, Libra, badass reading. I love it. Virgo. Virgo. Yeah. Libra's getting ready to top up if they aren't already. Okay, so Virgo. For you guys, Virgo, Aries is your 8th house. Dun, dun, dun. You know what they say about the 8th house. It's not that scary. It doesn't have to be anyway. So 8th house, right? If you are a Virgo rising, right? Aries things scare the shit out of you. In order to do the Virgo path, which is the path of service, the path of healing, natural medicine. It doesn't have to be though. I've met a lot of people that have Virgo energy that aren't into plants and they don't give a shit about plants, but but they're service oriented. They're the ones that tend to the temple, whatever that temple may be. It doesn't actually have to be a religious building to be a temple. It could be the temple of your body. Your home can be a temple. Virgo requires a sacred space. But anyway, in order to do the Virgo thing, in order to do the Virgo map, Aries feels very scary. Being alone, being the first to do something, fighting or defending, going on a brand new path that's never been done before, that feels like death to the Virgo rising map. But that is where you will be reborn. That is the 8th house. A new moon with Jupiter in the 8th house, with Jupiter and Mercury. There's a bunch of other stuff that the 8th house indicates, like shared resources and shared values and stuff like that, inheritances. But on an on a more psychological level, we're talking about some deep psychological shit that we know is there sometimes, but often we're blindsided by. That can be 8th house experiences too. Now, just because 8th house is a scary house quote unquote scary, doesn't mean that a new moon in the 8th house is going to trigger anything necessarily, right? So keep that in mind. But how you could use this energy to your benefit is well, if there's what are you afraid of? Like, what are you the most afraid of? Face that fear. Aries is about facing. Well, Scorpio is more about facing your fears, but Aries doesn't think about fear. Okay, they don't think about it at all. They just go for it, right? Just do it, right? That's my message this whole time is just do it, just go for it. I actually think that having Aries as an 8th house sign is kind of badass because, I mean, Aries is about conquering. Yeah, it's about conquering, right? Individuality, conquering identity, blah blah blah. But really, it's about facing what's happening in the dark, no matter what. You can associate the 8th house with things like psychology and going to a therapist and stuff like that. So, if you're struggling with anything, a great time to start seeing somebody if you aren't. Any kind of consolation, really. But specifically seeing somebody that helps you dive into the scarier parts of our psyche that we don't like going. Yes, they do. Like when Jupiter was retrograde, he got really fucking bright. Okay, so anyway, sorry, Virgo. One way that you could work with this energy intentionally is set some intentions, set some time to the side. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Set some time to the side, and think about or meditate on, since this is an 8th house transit, meditate on what some of your shared goals are, right? So 2nd house, your own values, your own goals. 8th house, shared goals, shared values. And also perhaps like, what do you fear? What do you fear and how are you going to move through that? So don't leave it on a note of, yes, this is everything that's scary, but do something with it. There's I don't know, the first thing that popped to my mind actually was like writing a story, but that's more 3rd house. So I don't know if you want to do that necessarily. But maybe since Mars, the ruler of Aries, is a Gemini, maybe it would be a really good opportunity. Write a story about something that you're afraid of and how you conquer it, or how that fictional character conquers that fear, right? I don't know. That's just kind of something that just popped into my mind. As a fun project. I don't know if you'd call that fun or not, but okay. So what I got for cards for you, Virgos, I got the King of Swords first. King of Swords is an individual that can think several steps in advance. He knows exactly what his next step is going to be, and he's anticipated several of, the people around him, what their steps are going to be, and he's planned multiple. Yep. Okay. So super serious energy, right? Super serious energy. Kind of a serious house. Definitely take some time. Okay, this is the Hermit card, all right? So we got the King of Swords and then the Hermit. Take some time, definitely, to connect with yourself and to connect with your own psyche. What I love about the Hermit card, all right? What I love about the Hermit card So the lantern that he carries is his own wisdom. In this card, actually, it's kind of cool. They put him in winter. There's snow on the ground. It's cold as fuck. There's not a lot of light. It's kind of a dark card. But he has his own light, his own guiding light. And I feel like perhaps, Virgo, you might need to remind yourself about who actually guides you, right? Are you susceptible to an external locus of control, or can you motivate yourself from within? Yes, exactly. So I love it. This is another sign that showed up to their own reading. This is the Virgo card. You're right, Shannon, 100%. So who motivates you? Who drives you? Who inspires you? At the end of the day, as Shannon said, it must be you. And it's kind of cool because I actually see you making this transition from, it's almost like, okay, so Virgo, it's almost like you're really stern and cold and logical and like there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but maybe perhaps you're too much in your head. The Hermit card coming out is reminding you to connect to the wisdom of your own body. Right, Virgo, I love thinking about Virgo and like why Virgo has the significations that it does. Virgo rules the intestines. The intestines pull out the good and extract the bad. And your guts is like a second brain, right? All of your intuition is in your gut. It's not up here. It's in your body, right? So if you find yourself feeling disconnected where all of a sudden you're numb, or if you're feeling since we've got an 8th house transit, if you've got like random fears coming up, or you're really worried about something down the line, connect with your body. Take some time for yourself. Remember that the Virgo path requires time in nature, or requires time with the sacred. I think everybody does, but Virgo especially. So do that for yourself. And you come out of it like kablam, the Knight of Wands. So that's a fun transition. We're going from this cold and dark and, logical and kind of left brain, and then activating this passion. It's like you remember what actually lit your fire in the first place. It's like you remember what motivates and drives you. So take some time to connect with yourself, connect with your inner wisdom, and then you're able to share it with others. Intestines? Damn parasites. Yeah, maybe it's time for a parasite cleanse. For real though. Oh man, yeah. This is you feeling cold and like but way too much in your head. And then this is you doing a cleanse, and then this is how you feel afterwards. How do you like that? Kaboom. Gemini rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. Virgo sun and moon? You were born on a new moon? I love that. That's cool. Well, that's neat because that puts. So, what I would say to you, Shannon, is yes, listen to the Virgo, but also listen to the Gemini, because that will be the astrology will be more accurate for your life. Oh, Gemini moon and rising. Yeah. Okay, cool. And yeah, it absolutely does change stuff. So definitely listen to Gemini for the astrology part, especially. And yeah, I mean, your Virgo sun, is like your vitality, okay? You're fed and feel fueled by doing Virgo things, right? So all of those things of Virgo that I already talked about, do those things, and that will help you feel like you're being fed on a soul level, right? But Gemini is the path that you walk, the archetype that you embody, and that is your rising sign. It literally describes your body. So anyway. Okay. We're making good time today. I like that. I'm not going into super detail with the astrology, which I think is perfectly okay for the Aries new moon. Thank you, bird dog. You're welcome, buddy. Anytime. Okay, Leo. Yes. Aries new moon in your 9th house with Jupiter there. This is the sun's favorite place to be, literally. So the sun is exalted in Aries, which means that he is the guest of honor. Okay, the guest of honor. And in the 9th house, this is the sun's joy. So exalted and joyful sun. So it's like if you were to assign points to the planets based on the sign that they're in and the house that they're in, this is like double the points for the sun, like double experience points, you know what I mean? If you're a gamer, you know what I mean. It's like serious bonus points. But anyway, so freaking awesome for Leo, right? Good for you, Leo. I'm just kidding, I love you guys. So anyway, brand new moon, Aries ingress, Jupiter here, Mercury here in the 9th house. 9th house has to do with teaching, with higher education. It is the temple or the university that you study in. So for Leo to walk the Leo path of royalty, of joyous self-expression, of being at peace with and exalting almost the inner child, to be the main characters, so to speak, haha, hilarious. They must study in the temple of Aries. They must study in the temple of individuality, right? And I mean, think about that. That makes sense on a logical level. If you want to shine, and if you want to be on stage, and if you want to be treated like royalty, you have to be able to defend yourself, fight for it if you need to, but also really study how to be an individual and how to have your own identity and be secure in that identity. So if you're not secure in that identity, the Leo path doesn't work so well. So anyway, that's the 9th house. It has a lot to do with your beliefs as well. So I love the symbolism of Jupiter being here too, considering Jupiter is often associated with teachers. So put all that together for you, Leo. This is a fantastic new moon for literally teaching something, launching any kind of course, any kind of like literally any kind of like philosophy course, or joining some kind of school, or doing some specific webinars or something like that. Fantastic energy for that. But for you to launch things as well, since the sun is literally you. If you are a Leo rising, this is literally you, the sun. Launching something, right? Publishing something, and also side note, religious ceremonies like weddings. It's kind of a 9th house thing, so I was putting that out there. All right. That's cool, JLo. In the Eldar Futhark, the 7th rune is Gebo, which is an X. Just putting that out there again. All right. So anyway, Leo, really fun. I want to know what you're working on. Not gonna lie. Okay. So what do we got for cards for Leo? Woo, nice. Hoo-hoo. So we have the Queen of Wands. What you setting fire to? I would love to know. The Queen of Wands is the first 2 decans of Aries and the shadow decan of Pisces. Literally, where the sun is right now is the Queen of Wands energy. Fantastic. Yes, because it's more important that your sun sign. It is. Okay. Queen of Wands is a leader. She will absolutely be the first to do something if it means it gets done. And if it inspires people. She's an incredibly sexy figure. She's passionate. She's creative. She is 100% in tune with what brings her joy, right? This is a figure that will be all about top hopping, right? Definitely. And then you got 2 major arcana cards, Judgment and Justice. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, Leo, what's the secret? What do you got for us? Interesting that Justice comes out for a 9th house transit, considering 9th house can sometimes be talking about our relationship with not like government authority figures, but like spiritual teachers and like court, like winning in court. Yeah, dude, you should be paying attention to Cancer. Listen to both. But anyway, so Judgment and Justice. Gonna try not to get too lost here. Judgment and Justice coming out with the Queen of Wands. Freaking fantastic. You're being called to do something, either to announce something, or study something new, or deepen and further your studies into something. Whatever it is, it's significant. All right. And Justice coming out as well is like you're going to be working on bringing harmony and balance, but it's like I'm getting that, like, okay, the words like divine judgment or divine justice are kind of like coming out right now to me. So I don't know. Perhaps for some of the Leos out there, I mean, okay, literally, chances of Leo rising, you just got married. Okay, that's literally this to a very Queen of Wands like figure. Jenny, you're hot. Okay, don't argue. But for those of you that are not Chance, there's something important that you're being asked to do, or that you're inspired to do. Maybe nobody's asking you. Maybe this is a nudge or a hint from the universe about something that you need to do in order to inspire other people. Like literally, she's top hopping and she's trying to teach other people how to top hop. And does that not look like the same woman? Hold up. Does that not look like the same woman? They have different eyes, but they could have given them different haircuts. You know what I mean? Damn. Anyway, Some of you are changing your names. Some of you are changing how you legally appear. Some of you are diving into law and learning about how to be sovereign through the use of law. Some of you are I can't help but think of like being sent on a quest when I see the judgment card. I don't know why. That's just me. I play too many video games. You're being sent on a quest. That was the theme for last week, is Gandalf sending you on a quest. This week, Leo, maybe you're sending other people on a quest. Maybe you're actually the angel with the horn this time, inspiring others and leading the way. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities for how this reading could go for you. So pick what one that resonated the most and go with that. That's pretty badass. What I love about this sage is that you're pursuing something that is inspiring to you. The fact that you found one locally, that's really badass. And I'm wondering maybe if from now until then, for the next, I mean, we're a quarter of the way into 2023. I'm wondering if there's like a short like intro course online that you could pursue or something like that. Or like, ninth house can be self-directed teaching too. It doesn't necessarily have to be at like some official institution. Although the Justice card is suggesting some kind of officiality for sure, but yeah, some kind of officiality. But anyway, just putting that out there. I love that, and oh, okay, perfect. Yes, that is correct. So, really good opportunity just to mention, while you're listening to any kind of horoscope, they have to do it with whole sign houses, meaning each sign is a house. Because when you plug it in, when you plug your birth time in, it's really rare that the ascendant degree is exactly at the beginning of that sign. So when you're doing horoscopes for a bunch of people, like literally a collective of people, I have to speak about it in whole sign, because there's no way that I'm going to know where each person's housing cusps actually are. So one way that you can look at it is put the housing system when you're learning into whole sign houses. It'll help you learn the houses and the aspects. But the quadrant house system, which is what you're looking at right now on your screen, PK specifically. Yeah, there you go. Cool. What you're looking at with the quadrant house system is still accurate. And if that's what you're familiar with, like if you are a person out there watching right now that you're more familiar with like Placidus or Campanus or Regiomontanus or Porphyry or all of the other quadrant house systems, keep doing what you're doing. And add it on as like an additional layer. So it can get really confusing really quickly. I personally recommend when you're just learning astrology, start with whole sign, because it will make more sense and it will teach you the aspect theory faster. Yeah. Okay. But seriously, Leo, judgment and justice, like, what are you doing? That's exciting. Okay, Cancer. Cancer. Oh, what's up, old school 23? Happy early birthday. 44 sounds fun. J-Lo. Yeah. You're just a bundle of wild energy, J-Lo. I love it. Okay, so Cancer. If you are a Cancer rising, then this lunation is in your 10th house. Dun, dun, dun. So for the Cancer map, in order to do the Cancer map, Cancer rising is about nurturing something, creating a safe space, but not like a snowflake safe space. I mean like a safe space for things to grow, for things to be nurtured. Cancer is about family. Not all family are blood relatives, right? I have felt closer in the last few years to people that are thousands of miles away than a lot of my blood relatives over the last few years, for example. So just, putting that out there. Cancer is a very sensitive, and I don't mean like crybaby sensitive, I mean like psychically sensitive sign. They're ruled by the moon. The 10th house has a lot to do with our career, with our public image, with what we, with our relationship with authorities. Also, mother and father is the 4th and 10th house. But it has a lot to do with the heights that we wish to reach. Our own ideal for our career. The impact that we want to make on the world is like 10th, 11th house. Good night, Sage. One of my favorite websites when just learning astrology is astro.com. They're pretty decent. I'm using astro-seek.com right now, but yeah, there's actually a lot that are pretty accurate. The thing that needs to be accurate is your birth time, right? So that is the key. Is your birth time needs to be accurate. Most people have a rounded time, and that's okay. Okay, so anyway, back to Cancer. So anyway, new moon with Jupiter in your freaking 10th house. Cancer, this is amazing. What are you doing with your career right now? I can think of a few Cancer risings off the top of my head that I have seen just expanding their stuff, expanding their reach, their their presence, and I love to see it. So like ultimately, what is your like ultimate career goal? Okay, Jupiter. Right, just so you guys can kind of, I really want this to sink in how significant this is. All right, by mid-May, so when the sun is ingressing in Taurus, or has already been in Taurus, sorry, and is going into Gemini. By mid-May, Jupiter will have left Aries, okay, and it'll be in Taurus, and it won't be back to Aries for 11 years and 8 months. It won't be back for almost 12 years. All right. So whatever you're doing career-wise, Jupiter wants to help you expand it. All right. Jupiter wants to bring you gifts. Jupiter wants you to expand your influence. New moon, the 10th house with Jupiter here, and it won't be back for another 12 years. Make use of this energy. Do something big. Go for it. do it. Yeah, Stacey, it's because you have a billion things. It's because you have a billion things in Cancer. Retire or work for 12 years. Ooh. I mean, you don't have to plan your retirement around the Jupiter cycle. But I know you were planning on making some career shifts. So there's a good time to do that. And one last card for Cancer. So Cancer, in a really interesting way, there is this feeling of like sadness or grief that's actually motivating you right now. Motivating you, plaguing you, both, either. So the first card that came out was Three of Swords. Okay. Really interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be me. Yeah. Anyway, first card that came out was the Three of Swords. The Lord of Grief, or not grief, sorry, the Lord of Sorrow. This is a card of Libra. It is Saturn in Libra. It's the middle decan of Libra. And it is about, well, pain. It's about sadness. Let's be real. It's about sadness. It's about losing someone or something. Okay. Literally, the image is three swords going through her freaking heart. Now, I'm going to be cheesy as fuck and a little bit cliche right now and tell you that everything happens for a reason. Okay. But if you are in a position right now, if you're listening to this right now and you're a Cancer rising or a Cancer sun or a Cancer moon, and you've been having chest pains, stomach pains, lower back pains, mid back pains, there's like this feeling of like throughout your torso. I mean, first of all, if it's chest pains, go see a doctor. This is not medical advice. But if it's not something physical and it's something energetic, then there is literally some broken heart energy that's asking to be healed. Okay. There's this visceral sense of holding on to something for dear life, like clenching down on something that comes occasionally, at least right now anyway, with the Four of Pentacles. And then the third card out is the Lovers. And the cracked ribs freaking suck. I have had a rib that has been cracked and I still get phantom pains even though it has healed. But the phantom pains are associated with the trauma rather than the actual physical injury. Like the physical injury is healed, but there's still something going on there. But yeah, like a cracked rib, exactly. And I was thinking about you when I said that. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, like that's a good example of something that is physical and it is a medical thing, but they can't do anything for you. It's like there's no way to bandage up a cracked rib, and there's no way to bandage up a broken heart either, physically anyway, in a material sense. But you can nurture yourself, right? You can take care of your physical body. You can actually, I love this card. Give yourself a hug. All right, everybody. Cancer needs a hug right now, okay? Give yourself a hug, but a gentle hug. Don't hurt their rib. Okay. That's a good one. Yep. Oh, that's so nice. Seriously though, have you ever done this? What do they call this? I've heard it called a butterfly hug or some shit like that. But anyway, that's actually so nice. I didn't mean to rock, but I'm rocking. So maybe that's just what you need right now, Cancer. You know what I mean? A little bit of comfort. Okay, I'm done. I'm done now. So here's the thing. When it comes to any kind of relationship, whether it's, oh, I actually feel so much better. Oh my God, I feel so much better now. Um, when it comes to any kind of like relationship, project, job, career choice, if it is not based in integrity, if it is not built on a solid foundation, if there are not boundaries, proper boundaries, then ultimately it will lead to some kind of heartache. You have to protect your heart, right? You have to protect yourself. And Cancer, for you guys, especially being as freaking psychic as you are, psychic and emotional boundaries are even more important, I would argue. Right? Oh, there you go. Yeah, self-soothing mechanism word. Do you have any self-soothing mechanisms? Use them. They're good for you. But anyway, ultimately, what this heartbreak has done, what this grief or loss has done, is it's led you to work on stabilizing yourself. Like, I'm getting this sense of like, yeah, that was some bullshit. But now here we are trying to stabilize ourselves. Here we are trying to hold on to things. Yeah, well, yeah, music is a good one. Music is a good one, especially if you pair like movement with it. And it's so funny I say that, but I'm so resistant to that idea. I'm like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna sit still, which is, I don't know, this it's a feeling that comes with this card too. It's like, no, I'm gonna sit right here and hold on to this and clench down, but like, breathe. Breathe it out. Move it out. Anyway, you're seeking stability now. That stability is really important. And I think that you are actually more stable than you realize. And to tie this back into the astrology, just real quick to tie it back into the astrology. This Jupiter energy in your 10th house is definitely expanding your responsibilities. Because literally 10th house is your responsibilities to the public and career and stuff like that. So it's helping you, or kind of like putting into your lap more things for you to take on. And you can do it. You could fucking do it. It might feel like it's a little bit much, but if it feels like it's a little bit much, then just breathe, right? Just breathe. If it brings up pain or discomfort in your body, then breathe through it. I like visualizing lights and shit when I'm uncomfortable and I've got some really crazy knots going on. I like to literally picture light, kind of soothing it out. But anyway, you also have the Lovers that came up as well. The Lovers. Yeah, 100%. Tea is definitely a ritual. Fuck yeah, 100%. It is, it's magic. That sounds badass. I want that. Yeah, leaf water. Okay. The Lover's card. Interesting way to wrap up your reading, Cancer. This is associated with Gemini. Okay. That is associated with duality, with mirrors. Interesting that it came out at in the same reading as the Three of Swords. And it's maybe this is just me, but I resist talking about that as the heartbreak card, although it often can be. But I just get this sense with the Lover's card of if there's something meant for you down the road, and taking care of yourself and securing your own physical well-being is going to set you up for success down the road. But it's like right now in this moment, it's almost like there's not work to be done, but it's like there's work to be done. It's like there's work to be done. Underneath the deck for you, Cancer, you have the Two of Wands. This card is about domination. You see all of the possibilities in the world, all of the things that you are dreaming about beginning and doing for yourself that are beautiful and passion inspiring, that help you pull away from the collective muck and onto your own individual path. So, some of the events that have led you to this place were painful, right? Some of them were destabilizing, but now you have an opportunity and a chance to take that energy, right? Take that energy and become the most stable, most healthy, most badass version of yourself. And the astrology for this month wants to help you reach your potential. One of the words associated with the 10th house is reach. So keep reaching, Cancer. And as you're reaching, you never know. Somebody might reach back, but don't focus on that right now. Focus on what you're doing. Yeah. Gemini. Water break. Water break. So Gemini, for you guys, Aries is your 11th house. The 11th house has to do with your wider social network, with the rewards that you receive from your career. Anytime you get any kind of like a raise or a bonus check or something like that, that's the 11th house. I like to also think of the 11th house as like your long-term investments. So 5th house is like risky gambling. 11th house is like it's growing with interest and you have a plan to let it sit and grow for a long ass time. It's your future goals. That is the 11th house. Your wishes and your hopes for the future. That's the 11th house. With this being a new moon. Oh, excuse me, my gosh. With this new moon with Jupiter here, as I was telling Cancer, after this new moon, we'll have a full moon in Libra with Jupiter still there. And then after that, no more lunations on this axis with Jupiter in Aries. So if you want to launch some kind of group project, okay, so 11th house is groups. If you want to launch some kind of group project or really like engage hardcore networking and expand your reach, or if you have a really important long-term goal that you're working on that you see like you have a good idea of what the next phase is going to be, do it, work towards it right now, because Jupiter wants to help you. Literally just do it. You're welcome, Sink Swim. She says Gem and me. Okay. Anyway, Gemini, love it. So yeah, what are your long-term goals? What are you dreaming into? What do you want for yourself for the future? What kind of groups do you want to be involved in? The 11th house is often associated with our associates, associated with our associates. But if you want to do any kind of like philanthropy work or I don't know, I get the like gathering together groups of like teachers that teach martial arts. Like I'm shooting in the dark a little bit here, but this is the month to do it. So what kind of dreams do you have for your future? What is your wish? Well, what do you need to know this week? That's too many. So first card out, we got the Six of Cups. This is like a sense of nostalgia. Sense of nostalgia or thinking about the past. Thinking about the past and something sweet, something beautiful that happened back then. There's a sense of innocence with this card in particular. The artwork is these children smelling flowers and cups. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute, actually. Then you got the Queen of Cups and the Empress. It's Gemini. You're embodying a very important divine feminine archetype right now. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Empress is the energy of Venus. Everybody has Venus in their charts. Everybody has a feminine aspect of themselves. Okay. This archetype is about understanding your value and your worth and attracting things to you that you need. And attracting things to you that you want, beautifying things, expressing things through artistry. These are Venusian themes, but worth and value are definitely top notch on there. But yeah, Venus and the Empress want to know how you're going to do it in a beautiful way. So anyway, the Six of Cups is interesting. Six of Cups with the Queen of Cups. This actually, I sense that you are protecting yourself and protecting some old memories. And perhaps there is a need, I hope Gemini, you didn't okay, if you just dropped in and you didn't catch any of the other signs, that's okay. But Cancer just gave themselves a big hug, and maybe you need to do that too. So with the Six of Cups, all right, this can be nostalgia. It can be thinking about the past. It can also be like, it can also indicate bonding with somebody so deeply that it's like you are just lost in them. And with the Queen of Cups coming in, I love this card. The detail that she's covering the cup is so fascinating to me. Because you've got this really deep bond going, or you're thinking about the past, and it's like, nope, time to put a lid on it. Time to kind of like chill it out a little bit. Oh, you know what? Miley's singing, I can buy myself flowers. Hell yeah, you can. You know what? You know what? You can buy yourself flowers. You don't need anyone to bring them to you. You can go and do that for yourself. How's it go? I can buy myself flowers. Write my name in the sand. Or some shit like that. I haven't heard it. I don't know what you're talking about. Yep. So no matter what has happened in the past, and I mean, really, the Six of Cups is beautiful memories. They're not difficult memories. They're beautiful memories. I kind of get the sense of like, if you want to move forward and, if you want to move forward, then you can always buy yourself flowers 100%. If you want to move forward into the future and you want to experience that again in the future, it's important not to bottle up your feelings. It's important not to be, not to develop a hard outer shell. And if you find yourself in that position where you are developing a hard outer shell, where you're too tough and nobody can scratch the surface, then it's important to soften that a little bit. Maybe you need to buy yourself flowers. Maybe it would be really helpful for you actually to, light a few candles for yourself and have a nice bubble bath. You know what I mean? I don't know why the theme is self-care today, I guess. Cancer's reading affected me. I don't get it. But yeah, I know the houses in the background are really cute. And if you want flowers, plant some fucking flowers, Ben Balderson. Yes. I like how that ties back into the astrology because for you, for you, Gemini, we're talking about an 11th house transit. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's spring now. So what flowers are you starting? Right? There are so many different kinds of flowers. One thing that I had a lot of fun with last year was learning about how many flowers I didn't know were medicinal and learning about some of the medicinal properties of them, but also eating flowers. I up until last year, I had never just eaten a freaking flower. I've tried dandelions before, especially as a kid. I ate dandelions when I was a kid. Since we're talking about childhood memories here, I spent so much time in the freaking garden last year that I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try some of these, especially the ones that I know are edible. So like I was like eating dandelions while I was in the garden, and I tried borage flowers, which taste like freaking cucumber, mind blowing. And nasturtiums. I had no idea that nasturtiums were spicy. They were so freaking spicy. Oh my god. Yeah. It was so fun though. And like that's literally what I did. It's literally what I did for most of the summer. It was, especially when things started blooming. There's a bunch of flowers that I had no idea what they were, but I was still just having fun being with them. And I think that's beautiful, and I love how that one comment shifted the reading. It's perfect though, because if we're talking about our long-term goals, you have to plant the seeds if you want those things down the road. We're having a new moon in your 11th house. What are your long-term goals? What do you actually want to see for yourself for the future that is beautiful, that is creative, that helps the emotions flow, that helps you feel safe and content, that helps you nurture yourself? These are the themes of the cards I see in front of me. You have to plant those seeds. If you want some flowers, plant some fucking flowers. Yep. That's the best. Oh my god. There you go, Gemini. Start some flowers. Oh yeah. That would be good. Dude, I was just popping them off and eating them right in the garden while I was weeding and shit. It was oh my god, it was the best. Stacey, you're an excellent mom to yourself. I feel like that's kind of what Gemini is trying to learn right now, is being a mom to themselves. And yeah, really just self-care and self-nurturance is huge for these three cards in this combination, I feel. So that's beautiful. Oh, Patrick, I'm talking about giving yourself hugs and eating nasturtiums and shit. You're the best. Oh, man. Yeah. There you go, Gemini. Give yourself some self-love this week. All right. Taurus. Oh, man. The Empress has been out a few times. Yo, Venus is in Taurus right now. Badass. Aw. Word. I like that I like that you've come around to this point now where it's like you can take care of yourself. It gives me hope for those of us out here that struggle with things like codependency and enmeshment and toxic patterns like that. So it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. Okay, so anyway, Taurus, if you want flowers, plant some fucking flowers. Yeah, that's good. It's Taurus. Aries is your 12th house. Dun dun dun. Ooh, the 12th house. It's not that scary. Yeah, it can be. Okay, so anyway, Taurus. If you're a Taurus rising, especially if you're a Sun in Taurus, it is totally natural and okay if suddenly you feel like I need a nap. The 12th house has a lot to do with sleep and isolation and rest and, not being caught up in the hustle and bustle, but connecting more with your subconscious, right? So while the sun is transiting through your 12th house, it's okay if you need a little bit more quiet time. Take it, take that time to recharge if you need it. Yeah. That's definitely a thing for Sun and Taurus, for sure. I've definitely experienced that myself. Okay, so anyway, new moon in the 12th house with Jupiter here. I love it. So this is a great new moon for doing some spiritual badassery. What do I mean by that? I'd be curious about what kind of like dream work you do. I would be also really curious about what kind of like subconscious fears are coming to the surface. So when the sun is transiting through our 12th house, it's just that in and of itself is a great period to do more subconscious work. So like literally working with shadow aspects or like doing more psychological work in general, or meditating a little bit more than you normally would if you're into that kind of thing. And with Jupiter here, again, remember, Jupiter is not going to be back here for 12 years, under 12 years, but 12 years. Make it a good one. So what kind of seeds are you planting, Taurus, right now in the psychological? So the 12th house also has to do with like charity and illnesses, hospitals, places of isolation. Like there's a lot of things you can list off for the 12th house. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to how are you going to use this energy? And Jupiter wants to help, right? So my recommendation for Taurus rising would be to use this energy to literally meditate a little bit more or go on some kind of like but with it being Aries specifically is interesting because there's movement implied with Aries or some kind of like not necessarily fighting, but it is a Martian ruled sign. It is a Mars ruled sign. So there's some kind of activity involved. Anyway, some people find that they can't sit still to meditate. And ironically, Taurus, I don't know how Taurus feels about that. But perhaps you could try something more along the lines of like Tai Chi or Qigong or like literally a martial themed thing to meditate. But anyway, there's wisdom there. There's wisdom in the quiet places. There's wisdom in study, right? There's healing possible when Jupiter. I mean, there's healing possible always. Period. End of fucking story. However, Jupiter can help the process along. So anyway, Just take a bit of downtime. Allow yourself to have some downtime, basically, is what I'm trying to say. No, it's not 12th house, but it's 12th from their sun. So from the sun's perspective, it's 12th. Oh my gosh. That's some very active 12th house. That's funny. Oh, have you? Word. Hell yeah. Okay. And she cackles. Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. What the heck, you witch? That's funny. So anyway, JLo says, I end up astral traveling, rolling on floor laughing, and my kids give me a heart attack when they tap me. Yeah, that's some pretty intense 12th house stuff, but like I said, you're fucking magical, so there's that. And yeah, PK. Yeah, that's funny. I get like a sense of existential dread if I'm sitting still for too long. But I have a crazy first house, so I don't know. Okay. Taurus. What do we got for you for cards? The month before my birthday, I always end up feeling very withdrawn. And then the freaking Hermit card comes out. Exactly. Taurus, go and meditate. Okay. Do something by yourself. Recharge your batteries, right? That is what this time is really good for. Recharging your freaking batteries. In whatever way you need to. It doesn't have to be sitting still and doing nothing. It doesn't have to be the classical interpretation of meditation. It could be anything. As long as you are connecting to your own body, right? To the wisdom of your own body. And then once you have taken care of that, or even what you could potentially focus on while you're doing that kind of work is your own 10 of cups. Dun, 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 dun. Now, a brief word of caution. I wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. I gotta. But brief word of caution. The 10 of cups is the last decan of Pisces, ruled by Mars. It is the ultimate in like emotional, creative fulfillment. It is the ultimate. Is also excess. And we have a 12th house transit with Jupiter. It could be very easy. It could be very easy for you, Taurus, to get lost in excess and to get lost in things that become your own self-undoing. So with the 12th house, there are some darker themes to it. It is the place of our undoing, the places of isolation. That's a nice way of saying jail, hospital, institutions, okay? Don't want to scare you. I really don't want to scare you, but it's really important that you don't get lost in excess, okay? Jupiter expands things. He can expand good things and he can expand bad things. Jupiter is associated with the liver. What gets damaged when you drink alcohol? The kidneys and the liver. So just be mindful while you're going through this 12th house transit, Jupiter in your 12th house. Freaking fantastic if you want to do work connecting with your own higher self, doing anything to do with meditation or any kind of spiritual work, creative work, right? If you need to be alone, like if you need to be alone for something and you get like really deep into it, that could be a 12th house activity. Bed pleasures is a 12th house activity. It can be really beautiful or it can be really destructive. So be very cautious that you're not going into the destructive side of things in order to deal with psychological stuff. Like don't be coping with bad coping mechanisms. Excuse me. Anyway, two other cards came out. We got the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So it's so funny because it's like earth card, water card, earth card, water card. Yeah, wow. So with the Knight of Pentacles is focused on securing what he's got before continuing the expansion. He wants to organize his stuff. He wants to make sure that all of the proper seeds are planted in the right order at the right time. He's very organized, like I said, but it's not about necessarily expanding materially at this time. It's more about securing what you've got. And in order to secure what you've got, you need to recharge. Okay? You need to recharge and fill up your cups, plural, but not with negative coping mechanisms, with healthy ones. And then we got the Hangman. So the Hangman can be talking about needing to surrender. It can be talking about and 12th house, very much about surrender. It can be talking about needing to let go of something and sacrifice. So Jake sent me local listens. Jake sent me something through Telegram because I was talking about Gandalf last week, essentially about how every hero's journey requires a sacrifice. There's something here that you need to let go of and potentially sacrifice. What that is, only you are going to know. I'm not going to be able to tell you that. It could be a behavior. It could be a we're talking a lot about health in one of my chat groups. So I'm thinking about like some of the things that can be the cause of my own undoing if I don't take care of them. Like addiction to sugar. I fucking love sugar. Bread. I fucking love bread. But, you know, maybe, just as an example, it's really important to let go of those things for a little bit and allow myself, allow my body to reach equilibrium again. Because, you know, there's consequences to not listening to the cues that your body's giving you. And 12th house and 6th house both deal with illnesses. So pay attention to the cues that your body's giving you and listen, and deal with things one thing at a time. Recharge your batteries. And yeah, you fucking got this, Taurus. It's I mean, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, if you do these things, if you take care of yourself, really your health is your only wealth. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the 10 of coins, or the 10 of discs. So really, ultimately, at the end of the day, it is about your health is your wealth. And Jupiter wants to help you. But if you feed Jupiter with the wrong things, he will expand those things. So how do you want the outcome to go? Okay. Cool. That's exciting. Heck yeah. Well, now you can do that through my website. And yeah, that's exciting. That's fun. Oh, they're my favorite. They're my favorite. They're my favorite. And you know what? Even just switching to homemade sourdough for like a year helped a lot. Like I just felt better about what I was eating. And like it was a constructive and kind of fun thing to do, right? But yeah, sugar is a tough one. It's literally a drug. It's literally a drug. Like when you go to rehab, you don't get sugar anymore. They cut off your sugar. Okay. You are limited. um yeah, food is an addiction, and it's a fuck. I love bread. But yeah. Okay. Aries. Oh man. There's consequences though, you know? There's consequences. Okay, Aries. Aries, happy freaking birthday. What's up? Aries in the house. Just realized I didn't have the chart up. Oh, clicking too fast. All right. Oh, juice fasts are pretty sweet. Do you have a macerating juicer? Chance pops back in. Aries. Oh my god. Jenny, I got your request. I'll pull a card for you right after, Aries. Okay. All right, Aries. You're the star of the show. What's up? Happy birthday. Happy freaking birthday. So, lunation, right? New moon in your first house with friggin' Jupiter there. This is significant. What are you planning? What are you doing? Since the first house deals with your body, excuse me, and with your literal path in life, the archetype that you are embodying, Jupiter wants to help you do that. But again, like I was just telling Taurus, you have to feed it with the right things. So it's funny because we have an Aries sun in the chat that's like, I got a workout routine. Does that mean I'm going to be making huge gains? Quite possibly, right? Especially if you work with this energy in a positive way. And I love that, like setting goals and going after them. um, this is what the new moon energy is all about. What are the goals that you're setting? So anyway, the spinny kind. Okay, fair enough. Just like a blender, like that. Not a juicer, a blender. I don't know. Okay. So Aries, big moment. Big moment. What do you want to do with that energy? Like, close your eyes, make a wish. What do you want to do? Where is Aries going? What are they doing? What does Aries need to hear? Whoa. Aries needs to hear the whole deck. Whoa. What does Aries need to hear for this week? There it is. The devil card. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Aries. Uh-huh. So the devil came out. What's up? What's up, devil card? Along with 2 pentacle cards, the 5 and the 6 of pentacles. So with the devil card, this is Capricorn. This is the energy of Capricorn. It is the energy of mastering your will. It's interesting because as we were talking about Taurus, or we're talking about breaking bad habits, and stopping yourself from doing things that are bad for you, then we move to Aries, and then boom, Devil card comes out. But yeah, Jenny knows what's up. It is about responsibility. Hello, Farida, watching from the UK. That's sweet. What's up? I'm in Canada. Hello from across the pond. But anyway, so yeah, 100%. The Devil card is actually about responsibility and about mastering your own willpower. It is about taking responsibility for yourself, being accountable for your own actions, and taking the consequences in stride. You know, like, okay, I did this. This is the consequence. I will deal with those consequences. You also got the 5 and the 6 of Pentacles, which is really interesting that they came out together, as they're very different images. It's like, I don't know, actually. I never realized this, but check it out. In the 5, we've got these two figures. They're extremely worried about where their next meal is going to come from. Ask away. Oh yeah, definitely pick on them, PK, 100%. Yeah, ask a question, 100%. I'll just be a second till I answer. Anyway, we've got these people. They're freaking worried as heck about where the next meal or whatever is going to come from, or they're worried about something, right? There's this idea of just this sense of lack that comes with the 5 of Pentacles. But with the fives are always about making some changes. So it's almost like something needs to happen in order for you to see where the changes and adjustments need to occur. And then immediately after that, the 6 of Pentacles comes out, which is like, there's the adjustments taking place. So Aries, you're mastering yourself and your physical reality right now. Yeah, you're mastering yourself. You're mastering your physical reality right now. This might not have to do with finances. It could very well do just with your health, especially considering the first house transit that you're experiencing with this new moon and Jupiter in the first. Now, here's the thing. A little bit of worry, a little bit of stress is the thing that helps us motivate us, that gets us off our ass. So it's not a bad thing, right? We need a little bit of stress. And not like the kind that makes you sick to your stomach, but just the kind that gets you moving. I mean, Aries doesn't really have problems with movement, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Where is this worry and stress coming from, Aries? What the heck? Underneath the deck, we have the 9 of Swords. So there's something that's been bothering you, okay? Something that's been either keeping you up at night or literally just has you in your head ruminating and thinking, just overthinking about it over and over again. But with the Devil card coming out, it's like the Devil card and the 5 of Pentacles are both saying, like, you can do something about the situation. You just have to literally jump into action and do it. Like I said, that's my message for everybody tonight, is just do it. Just go for it. Yeah. And I kind of get the sense that, like, whatever you're worried about will be balanced out. Eventually it will be balanced out, but there's actions that need to be taken by you. Yeah. The Devil card I also like to see as, like, So I talked earlier in the stream with other signs about self-nurturing and being your own mom, right? The devil card is being your own dad. So what is a healthy father figure supposed to be for you, right? They're supposed to bring you on adventures and let you learn. How do they let you learn? Sometimes they just hand you a hammer and get you to try and do it yourself. You learn through doing it. Um, you learn through doing it yourself. You learn through making mistakes. You learn through uh, embracing danger, right? Aries is definitely able to embrace danger and roll with that energy for sure. I literally just pictured jujitsu in my head, so literally rolling with that energy. But maybe there's yes, motherfucker, pick up the hammer. That is a very interesting literal trend interpretation for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fix the broken shit. Is there something that's broken? Fix it. Yeah. Okay. So Farida asked, what is the true intentions or feelings of a Capricorn? Is he genuine? That's a great question. Feel free to okay, so instructions are actually in the description box. Instructions are in the description box, and I just turned the ticker on. So if you would like, I can answer that. I'm accepting donations in order to do that. And I'm actually about to pull a card for Jenny. Jenny G. Jenny B, you're now Jenny B. Can you be both? Can you still be Jenny B but also be Jenny G? Can you do both? But yeah, Chance, literally, yes, that's what that means. You got to do it. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. Okay, so Jenny wants to know, what's the next step? One card, s'il vous plaît. Guidance from spirit. Where to focus right now? Okay. Jenny, you want to know? S'il vous plaît. Okay, Jenny wants to know from spirit. We need some water. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Jenny wants to know from spirit, where does she need to be focused? I will see what my cards say. Oh. Okay, that's weird. Mm. Mm. 6 of Wands, Jenny. 6 of Wands. Victory. You need to be focused on victory. What helps you feel confident? What can you do maybe in your day-to-day life or maybe just right now in this particular moment, but what can you do that will help you feel like you're already winning? but not like Charlie Sheen. Um, the Six of Wands is like, it's Leo energy, actually. It's Jupiter in Leo. Middle decan in Leo. It's like double Jupiter there. Super powerful. It's about conquering something, about being seen as the hero, reaching the absolute peak of something, expressing yourself so boldly and fearlessly that not just expressing yourself boldly and fearlessly, just doing exactly that. Since it's a Leo card, there's definitely the possibility there for it to tie into artistry, performance of some kind, you know? So where you need to focus is maybe you need some practices that help you feel confident, or maybe realize that you've already won something. Stacey said it earlier in the chat at the very beginning of the stream when I was like, you know what? I'm trying really hard not to focus on the geopolitical stuff because I have no control over that stuff. What'd you say? You said we've already won. You've already won, Jenny. You've already won. There's proof right there. Bam. Oh, hell yeah, Crypto Tales. We're still going. So yeah, what do you need to do for yourself so that you feel that, right? Hell yeah. Also, don't tell anybody I showed you this, but Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I think that's further proof that you already won. Oh my gosh, the cat upstairs has the zoomies. Ugh, it's cute. Maybe it's time for you, okay, Jenny, to act like a cat that's just taking a massive shit and get the zoomies and just fucking go for it, okay? I don't know why you're waiting. I don't know why. Just go. Just do it. That's the best. Okay. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you. Oh, cats are the best. I'm actually more of a dog person, but I still love cats. I can appreciate cats. Okay. So, anybody else? Right? Meow. Yeah, what are you waiting for? Get on it. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. For different reasons. 100%. Yeah, happy New Year. Whoa. I hate labels. Don't you dare label me. Okay, Farida, I think that's a beautiful question, and I would be happy to answer it. I can do 1, 2, or 3 cards, and yeah, instructions are in the description box or on the ticker. And oh, speaking of cats, here's been a No, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, dude, Mondays are fun. I like Mondays. I hope to keep up Mondays. I might start doing another stream that is maybe just tarot or just astrology. I don't know. One of the two. I haven't decided yet, but anyway. Oh man, mom cats, bless their heart, because they're just trying to keep their baby safe. But god damn it, that's annoying. That sucks. And I'm glad you found the cat. That's so sweet. All right, my friends. Happy Monday. Happy Aries ingress. I hope you enjoy this week. One last parting message, one last parting thing that I will say is, first of all, if you stuck around for the whole 3 hours, you're fucking awesome and I love you. And if you're still here, one last thing that I would suggest or request actually from you guys is this week, spend some time in prayer. Especially with this new moon, spend some time in prayer or in meditation, wishing for or hoping for or praying for peace, right? Pray for cooler minds to prevail. Pray for sound economies, I guess. Whatever calls to you, right? Whatever calls to you. But spend a little bit of time doing that this week. New moon right on Jupiter. When the first crescent appears, it'll be right on top of Jupiter. So it's fantastic. But anyway, appeal to the universe for on humanity's behalf. Please and thank you. All right. Love you guys. Peace out. Happy equinox. See you next Monday.